Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do a quick video tonight about maybe a review of Monaco, preview of Everton. I've had a couple of days to think about it now. It wasn't a pretty game to watch, obviously. But I suppose the positives to take out of it is Vicario, absolutely outstanding. Well, been copping a lot of flack lately, but outstanding game. As first half, maybe watched the first half and could have been 3-0 down at half time if not for Vicario with some of those saves. Absolutely brilliant. Archie Gray, I thought Archie Gray acquitted himself quite well at left back, not having many minutes, but yeah, I was pretty impressed with him. Bergvall was a bit disappointing. Paulinho tackled everything that moved, so he was okay. But it was just going by watching some of the other channels and seeing some of the statistics and heat maps and passing patterns. A lot of sideways movement and not much going forward, which was again disappointing. And the speed of play. Like you watch the games from the previous morning, and holy Jesus! Like I said, I think in one of my shorts earlier, there was scary stuff, Barcelona, PSG and all that sort of stuff. They were scary with the speed with which they were doing things, which we need to improve on, obviously. I know, people bagging out Tell Odebeer was all right. I like the way he was taking on his fullback. That was quite good. But Tell didn't play, obviously. But Richarlison, and I due to work commitments and trying to watch it sporadically, and from what I've read, Randall Colomuani, I think his name is, was okay. He made a bit of an impact when he came on, so hopefully he'll start against Everton, and we can. I was having a think about it. Maybe we should, there should be a bit more of a fluidity up the front and have Kudus and Moani. They could swap and interact. I think Kudus would make a good false number 9. Just because of his hold-up play and the struggles central defenders would have getting the ball off him, and he can play players in. I wonder if that might be an option to reinvigorate the attack for us and make it. Like you've got someone up there that you can pass the ball into. They're going to hold it and they're not going to lose it, and it's not going to bounce off their shin, or he's going to hold it and control it. It just brings me to another point about I've been trying to think of the words to say, but I've heard it somewhere, some other code, I believe it was, paralysis by analysis. We know that Thomas is a very tactical coach and all that sort of stuff, and you look at our team makeup, and there's some South Americans and there's some Africans in there and all that sort of stuff. I just wonder if they're getting caught up in the, oh shit, we can't go there, or we can't go here. Like, we got to pass it this way because of what Thomas has said and what the trainer. I just wonder if those cultures, again, me being not from a football culture, but when you go back in time, the South Americans, they just want to have the ball at their feet. They just want to score goals. They just want to play football. So you get that feeling a bit with the Africans too. They just want to get the ball. They want to pass it. They want to score goals, and it's a joy. But sometimes I think in the modern football, we're getting caught up in all the XGs and all that sort of stuff, which let's be honest, is a crock of shit. XG, expected goals. It doesn't. The Sunday paper, that doesn't show you who won. You could have 4 XGs and still get beaten 3-0. It seems to be a bit of a, not a made-up statistic, but I think they're just making statistics to keep people in jobs in other fields. It seems a bit silly to me. But I think it should be just let go out and say, go play, boys. Just let the handbrake off. So for a couple of weeks, just say, right, okay, this is how we're going to do it. It's all forward. If you're in this area, go forward. If you're in this area, go forward. Don't be afraid be a bit brave. Like he mentioned in the number of the press conferences he started with, he wants his teams to be brave. He wants his players to be brave. But they're not showing it, and I just wonder if it's been drilled into them at training. Well, if you're going to do this, you got to go this way. You got to pass it here. You can't go there. I wonder, because Sarr was brilliant. The first 3 or 4 games, and he was our number one player. And I'm again listening to some of the other channels. Oh, he was undroppable. What? But he had a bit of a knock, and hasn't been able to make his way back in. I wonder if this is part of Thomas's discipline and everything. Maybe he wasn't following instructions for the way he wanted his players to play, and now he's paying the price. But he was our best player, so again, that's just speculation and just making shit up, to be honest. Just to see why Sarr hasn't been playing, because he, as I say, he put him in there. You have Polina as your defence. Sarr, probably not, maybe Gray, give it a crack and just have Sarr running up and down, because he'll cover every blade of grass. And he'll do it for 90 minutes. He'll just run around and he'll keep the ball going forward as well. I just hope that on, I think it's Monday morning our time out here in Australia against Everton, that we picking a midfield that will progress the ball, move forward and go at speed. As I say, the Monaco game was a bit disappointing, but we got a point, and as it's been pointed out numerous times, we've only lost 2 games. We're bit lower in the table now in the Champions League, which is a bit disappointing, and we're still 6th, is it? I think in the Premiership. So we're not a million miles away. And as I say, hopefully Everton. Every week I say it's the next game. I hope it's the next game. Hopefully Everton will be a thumping win. Let's say a thumping win for Spurs. Try Moani, Kudus, Tell. Yeah, maybe Tell up front. No, but Odebear. Maybe Odebear. And, put him out on the left. Get Moani up number 9, and because the only drama I believe is that we're going to overwork Kudus. We're going to turn him into Kulu. He'll be overworked and something will happen and he'll get a long-term injury, which, touch wood, won't happen. But we just got to try and play more attacking football. Let's pray to God that happens. So it's going to be, and I mentioned previously, a tough couple of weeks, and the rotation is going to be so important. We have got a lot of a long injury list already, and just want to we don't want to lose Mickey, or we don't want to. Well, we lost Romero for about 3 weeks, which is not good. But Danzo, it was impressive against Monaco. He won balls in the air. He's going to be a danger at set pieces, and it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. So, don't know about the Porro was a bit disappointing against Monaco. I wonder if they'll swap. So but then the doggy's injured as well, isn't he? So it's going to be again the injuries will curtail a lot of the rotation, I think, which is a bit sad. I suppose there could be an option of putting Paulinho into the back 4 as one of the central defenders, like he did the other week, and Mickey at left fullback again. But that's going to be a lot of work, and we don't want to work Mickey too hard because of his hamstring. So again, this is why Thomas is probably going to be getting the big money, because he's got to make these decisions, and hopefully he doesn't get scared, from all the noise, And I know, I know I was an Ange fan, and he always say it didn't worry him, but they're human beings. They're going to hear the noise, and they're going to hear the boos. They heard the boos at that last home game at full time, and it's surely it's got to do something to you. They say it doesn't, but you listen to these press conferences, and they get to ask the same question. every week, but it's always a positive spin. And I don't think a lot of it sometimes is true. I think they want to say something, but but they won't, because it means either throwing certain people under the bus or all that sort of stuff. So, but look, it's going to be an interesting game on Sunday, or Monday morning our time early. Might be setting the alarm to get up to watch that. Good at the new Everton stadium. I haven't. Yeah, as I say, I don't watch a lot of the other Premier League games. I'll watch Spurs games, but I'll watch the highlights of the other ones. So I haven't seen much of them, but they're probably doing all right. Moyes has probably got them going okay, but we need the win. We don't want to go away and have a honourable draw or anything like that. Thomas, I think, has got to instill in the players, right, okay, no fear, just go and just play your game. Go and play your football, and just let the handbrake off a little bit and play with a bit of speed. Because, as I say, I was watching those Champions League games on the Wednesday morning, and just watching the highlights, the speed with which these teams played, Barcelona, PSG, Bayern, and even like Liverpool won 5-1 or something, and Chelsea won 5. That's putting that's a statement win. Obviously opposition won it, but you've got to have these every now and again. You've got to have a statement win, a big win where you completely dominate a team, and that's what makes other teams scared, is when you do that. So hopefully, in the next couple of weeks and then the next couple of games, we can turn it around and put together a bit of a run, because the ones up until the next international break, tough games. Okay, guys. Well, thanks very much for watching. And again, like and subscribe and comment. Always open to criticism, constructive criticism and encouragement. So here we go. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go.